I decided I'm not in enough videos, so yeah, here I am. The following is a dramatic reading of one of my greatest works, Jorrun the Barbarian. All rights reserved. Original character do not steal. Last we saw Jorrun and his friend Rouge-Midge, a beautiful genie had emerged from the forest. But could this genie have ulterior motives? Find out in this episode of Jorrun the Barbarian, in One Genie Too Many Dramatic Reading Part 2.
Whoa, she's a babe, drooled Rogue Mage, eyeing her closely. I've never been with a genie before. I think it's time to change that. He rose to his feet to walk to her. Well, I have had a lot of experience with genies, having had several of my own. And I think it's time to add another to my collection. Jorrun staggered up and stood beside Rogue. Yeah, as if she's interested in you, barbarian. Watch the mage work his magic on this unsuspecting woman. Before long, the two boys started pushing each other. Then they started wrestling to see who would get the girl. This was foolish, as they once before had fought over a lovely genie, with the result being her leaving the forest. They didn't remember that time right now, because they were being motivated by something other than their brains. Tamara looked over the two men and smiled slyly. She loved this power that she had over men, to reduce them to immature children with just the wink of her eye. Perhaps she could use these two to get her freed from her current master. He was such a bore, and ugly as well. He let her stay out of the bottle as often as she wished, and always treated her kindly. But how did it look for a goddess like her to be seen with such a loser? If she could get one of these simpletons to steal the bottle from her master, she could probably trick them into setting her free. And then imagine the havoc she could create. The whole world would be hers for the taking. Her master was too smart to be tricked into releasing her. But these two...
Hello, gentlemen.
Tamara smiled her most breathtaking smile.
You must be the two most handsome men in the whole forest.
The boys stopped wrestling and stood up immediately, embarrassed that they had been caught in such a wild display. Why, thank you, miss, smiled Rogue Mage. And to what do we owe the pleasure of this visit? Yes, what lucky wind blew this such a fair creature as yourself into our forest? Asked Jorrun, kissing her right hand. The battle for the genie was on. Rogue gave Jorrun an unnoticeable shove away from Tamara. Pay no attention to this oath, my lady. Here, a rose for you to match your lovely lips. Rogue Mage conjured a rose into his left hand and offered it to her.
My goodness, such powerful magic.
Tamara enthused, buttering him up.
You must be a great sorcerer.
Jorrun pried his way back into the conversation. Oh no, my dear. He is but a circus act compared to the vast magic talents a genie such as you must have. Jorrun pushed Rogue Mage aside, less than gently.
More than you could ever guess, fool.
Thought Tamara harshly. She could see that getting these two to do her bidding would be quick work indeed. Tamara's eyes grew widely.
I've never in all all my 3,000 years of life seen a more muscular man. You must be the strongest man in the world, and so handsome as well.
Tamara squeezed Jorrun's bicep and then ran her index finger down his chest to his belly.
Why can't I ever find a master like you?
In the half-second of silence before Jorrun could respond, Rogue Mage jumped in.
Oh, you are in need of a master?
He said, failing miserably at sounding casually interested.
Perhaps I can be of some assistance. I would consider it an honor to have you as my genie.
Well, now, to have such a charming man as a master would be any genie's dream come true.
Ah, but my lady, he has no experience with genies, horned in Jorrun. I, however, have had several, and I assure you they all love the experience. Kind of makes you want to vomit, don't it? Two otherwise very cool and reasonably intelligent gentlemen reduced to quarreling schoolboys over a woman. But ask yourself, would I really enjoy reading this story if the boys behaved themselves and acted maturely? Of course not. Now, on with the story.
But alas, I cannot.
An action that had been a very eye-catching effect on her bosom.
For I already have a master, and I must serve him. If only someone could rescue my bottle from his clutches.
Rogue and Jorrun said nothing at first, entranced as they were with her heaving cleavage. Rogue snapped out of it first.
Oh, is that all? I'll conjure it up before you can say 5 forest freaks fell forward 7 times.
Jorrun pulled Rogue aside. Dude, you can't do that. It's like stealing. She belongs to a master. She's not up for grabs. Tamara overheard and had planned for this. No stupid barbarian would outwit her.
Oh, but brave sir, my master is a cruel man. He keeps me bottled up at all times and beats me whenever I take too long granting him a wish.
Tamara wailed, Rogue looking at her praisingly.
Then how is it that you are here now? And you have no bruises from what I can see.
Tamara burst into tears.
Oh, you don't believe me. Now I'll never be free of that awful man.
Jorrun and Rogue Mage, like most gentlemen, were helpless against the tears of a woman. Their hearts melted, and their doubts instantly removed.
Hey, no need for tears. We believe you,
said Rogue Mage gently. He conjured up a handkerchief and wiped away her tears.
We'll get your bottle away from your master, won't we, Jorrun?
As good as done, agreed Jorrun, nodding vigorously. Just stop crying and tell us where to find him. Tamara stopped crying and smiled warmly at the two of them. As soon as these fools set me free, I will use my power to be queen of the forest. The barbarian oaf I shall turn into a cockroach, and the goofy magician will become a slug. She thought, no, wait. He will be a toilet, and the other a spittoon. Yes, that pleases me. Rogue helped her to her feet.
Oh, how lucky I am to have found such brave heroes to come to my rescue today.
Tamara gushed, trying to keep her lunch down.
I know everything will be okay.
But of course it will, my dear, said Jorrun, linking his arm in hers. Let's be off at once. Jorrun walked her down the path. Unfortunately, at this very moment, Jorrun's trademark bad luck curse decided to manifest itself. Jorrun tripped over a tree root and fell headfirst into a mud pile. Tamara, who was holding on to him, quickly followed suit. Tamara splashed headfirst into the mud puddle, getting covered from head to toe in the filthy mire. Her eyes glared pure hatred for Jorrun for subjecting her to such embarrassment.
How dare you do this to me, you clumsy fool?
Tamara said, angrily. Oh, please forgive me, miss. I didn't.
Quiet, you idiotic buffoon. I should change you into an ant and step on you for this.
Tamara raised her arms, gesturing threateningly.
Hey, you can't talk to my friend Jorrun like that.
Defended Rogue.
You're not so nice after all.
Tamara turned to Rogue Mage, grinning evilly.
At last, you catch on. You two-bit sideshow magician. Now I'll be done with both of you.
She raised her hands and Rogue flew back several hundred feet into some trees. Jorrun unsheathed his sword. No one maltreats my friends and gets away with it. He charged at her, swinging his sword wildly. Tamara laughed and vanished in a puff of smoke right before Jorrun's sword sliced at her neck.
Fool! You cannot harm me.
She reappeared behind him.
Now, taste my fury.
Tamara waved her hands, and Jorrun flew backwards, knocking him into a tree. Instantly, steel cables appeared around him, tying him firmly to the tree. Jorrun couldn't even move. Rogue Mage leapt up furiously.
You shall pay for this indignity.
He spread his arms wide, and a huge fireball appeared, headed straight for Tamara. Tamara quickly gestured, and the fireball reversed its course and headed right back to Rogue Mage. Shocked at this turn of events, Rogue could not move away in time and was struck by his own fireball.
Wow. I am one incredible writer. This story is really, really good. Isn't it, A-list actor Matthew McConaughey? Isn't it good?
Yeah, it's great. It's really good. Hello?
Join us at some point, probably next month, for the thrilling conclusion to Jorrun the Barbarian. One Genie too many.